So you said you work with the flu. So I have heard people talk about, well, the coronavirus is just like the flu. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So it's people kind of say that is the flu is something that we're generally familiar with. That's kind of the thing we hear about year to year. Um, and they are both respiratory viruses. They really kind of aren't the same thing, though, and frequently in ways that people don't really think about. So, for instance, one of the ways in which COVID is significantly different from the flu, which has made it difficult to control, is that COVID generally has asymptomatic transmission, which is not something you tend to see with flu. So, what that means in this case is that you can have COVID, or actually, this is something people are probably quite familiar with, but you can have COVID without knowing you have COVID. This is incredibly rare in diseases that are also lethal. You tend to either see diseases that are lethal and they can kill people, and people know that they have them, or you have diseases that are relatively mild and you might not know that you have it. So, COVID is a pretty unique case in which you can have extensive transmission of it, and it can also be lethal. And what this results in is as you have high numbers of infected people, you increase the likelihood that you have a severe case. So you can see much more frequent severe COVID, even if it isn't necessarily more severe than flu at a baseline.